Always seems like a long time since we've listened to that old intro there. Good afternoon, everybody, and very warm welcome to our Watch Series, our special for Making Tax Digital launch. Hello, and welcome to the Watch Series, Making Tax Digital special launch, part of the ITSA Accounting Network, a podcast network for accountants and bookkeepers, supported by our Patreon community. Speaking of which, we start each and every show with a shout out to our coolest of cool listeners, who are Paul Whitehouse, Kirsty St. John, Mahul, and Peter Richardson. Thank you very much for your support, to show your support for our channel and content, while also getting some bonus content and opportunity to be on the coveted list. Please go and join our Patreon page via the links below. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to our little space on the internet where we talk about the world of MTD as our watch series. And we thought we'd have a nice little preempt episode, just going about the launch itself, how it's gone, some stories, some conversations, and then at the end we're going to put these guys on the spot, and they're going to come along and they're going to tell us their top 5 software choices for what they're going to go forward. But before we go into all of that, hashtag audit Amy, how are you and why are you here?
Good. I am good. It's been a while. It's been a few months. I'm probably looking a little bit paler. I need some sunshine. Yeah, good. We are, well, it's the first week of the tax year, and I think I'm trying to get ahead. So many tax returns being sent to me this week, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't even sent out the engagement letters or our questionnaires yet. Just give me a minute. I will send it right now. So a little bit mental week. Think I got ahead of myself on the MTD at the back end of last month, which we'll obviously go into. So yeah, feeling positive, and I'm not scared about MTD. Not that I was massively before, but yeah, it's all going to be okay.
I like that positivity. I like that. Keep a note on that questionnaire. We'll come back to that in a moment. Hashtag MTD Queen, I think we settled on, didn't we? Is that right, Suzannah?
Apparently.
How are you and why are you here?
I'm good, thank you. And I'm here, I guess, just to catch up on MTD. Like Amy said, how we're in it now, started already, deep into tax returns as well, trying to get those done early. And I think I must have jumped it into my clients better than I thought, because they are literally have all been like spamming me with all their information, which is brilliant, getting ready nice and early, but it's just like everyone at once, and I'm like one at a time. But yeah, all good, and yeah, looking forward to getting those first submissions done, which won't be for a little while yet, but I'm sort of feeling like I'm ready anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like to hear that. We are nothing without our community. We've got a LinkedIn user. Hey everyone. Not sure who that is, but hey. maybe there is an option to link it so it comes in properly, but you could always just let us know your name. Okay, so St. John says hello. I'll say hello, Kirsty. And Django says have a good day, guys. So yeah, you have a good day to you too. Alrighty then. Right, well, I thought we'll start with a bit of feedback first of all. How has this launch been and gone? Well, it's now live. We are now into the 6th of April, been and gone. Felt like it should have been a bit more of a that there wasn't all that much, like I don't know, but maybe I was expecting a little bit more coming through, but it's now live. We're now into it. Has anyone's PNC list or calls, or have you been inundated with all these clients that we're supposed to be getting? You guys, how's it going for PNC side of things?
I've had some new clients.
Nice.
Mainly based on, I think they're trickling in because their accountants have left it to the last minute and then are whacking them with large bills. So it's conversation. I actually had someone message yesterday, and thankfully with the planning that we've done and these podcasts that we've done, my team are very confident in talking to people, so it doesn't have to necessarily be me, and having the conversations about, whether you're in, whether you're not in, what we can do, what options we're doing. Do you want us to do the bookkeeping? Do you want to do the bookkeeping by yourself and we do the quarterly submissions? Or do you want to do everything by yourself and we step in at the end of the year? So having those options already in place, the pricing point already in place, and it's kind of made it easier, those initial discovery calls. And I've still getting people to sign up to Metal and Free Agent are going to our favourites. So I wonder how that will rank on mine. But it's a few trickling in. I think we might have a few more coming through. I mean, we're still really small practice, so I didn't envisage hundreds of people coming through the door. But I'm quite surprised with the 9th of April, and I've had 3 in the last week. So yeah.
Do you think though it's going to come towards the 7th when it's actually filing deadline day? Yeah, Suzanne,
yeah, I think it will, because I think at the moment the inquiries are going to be, it's going to be more likely to have inquiries at this stage from people who aren't represented at all.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of those are probably going to be resistant to having an accountant or bookkeeper because they've already done it themselves in the past. And I think there's going to be a lot of people trying to give it a go themselves. I think they're going to get to the point of submission and then not feel confident. And that's when I think we'll get a lot of inquiries. And I think that is going to continue to happen throughout the year. And then I think we'll probably get a lot before the 26-27 final declaration deadline, because I think you're going to also have a lot of people who've perhaps ignored the fact that they've got to do quarterly filings and then log into their government gateway to file their tax return as they always have done, and then realise they can't do it. And then I think we'll get inquiries then as well. I have had some inquiries, but I think that's where we're going to see more inquiries, I suspect.
Do you think everyone that should be in has had a letter? Because I have not. I mean, it might just be my clients not have sent me copies, but I've had no one send me the letter that went out that said you're in.
I've had a few, but then I don't know if either the clients aren't forwarding them or they know, because we've had so many conversations about it over the past year and longer, that they know that it's being dealt with, that they're not forwarding it to me. But I don't know. And I suspect you're right. I think there's bound to be ones that haven't received it, and that could be for a number of reasons. It might be because they've not updated their address, for example, when they've moved, there's going to be things like that.
I mean,
as well as the fact that, it's not going to be foolproof for HMRC in that they're going to miss people, I'm sure.
Well, if they've got for example, everyone knows I use TaxCalc, and it's automatic. It's got reports in there of who's going over, so it's picking up everyone from their tax return who's going over. So I would assume HMRC would have the same thing and be like, select all, send post. But I know a few clients that are perhaps a bit closer to me. I've just actually taken on my cousin, and he's never got a letter. It was his accountant that said to him last month. I mean, I've been talking to him about it. Family don't listen to that. And it was only his accountant and the quote that his accountant gave him that made him go, do you know what? I'm going to ring my cousin, because she's an accountant, and just check out what all these things are. So he never got a letter. And I just think, there might be a case of other people not sending them. I like to think a lot of my clients send me everything, too much information.
Yeah.
But
we're not going to know. And also, the post isn't great at the moment. Somebody posted something on LinkedIn about it, and it made me think, I've not had any actual post come through the door for I don't know how long, weeks or a week, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not coming through as regularly, so we don't know. It could be any number of things, but the likelihood is that there are going to be people who have not received their letter for whatever reason.
And as agents, we don't get a letter, right? That was confirmed a long time ago, wasn't it? That we were not going to get.
No, and we know who's going to be in and who isn't when we're representing them. But for those people who are not represented, if they're not receiving a letter, and people bury their head in the sand anyway, don't they? We know that.
You almost think that it would have been nice that the HMRC would have given you a letter if you're in or out as well, because a lot of the queries we have aren't necessarily the clients who are affected, because we were already pro, like, in advance talking to them. Most of them were already kind of set up. We're kind of the launch day wasn't really going to be an issue for us, but what the launch day has done is got a lot of our other clients coming back to us going, "You told me I didn't need to worry about this, but now John down the pub, he's worried about it, or more likely, ChatGPT told me I'm worried about it." Right? Like that's the correspondence.
There's still a lot of confusion, isn't there, with people who who don't seem to know the difference between turnover and profit,
or they just get dividends, right? So
or they don't. Yeah, exactly. Dividends, PAYE. I mean, I'm seeing a lot. I'm on quite a lot of sort of groups on social media where landlords ones and stuff like that, because I've got quite a lot of landlord clients, and people are still asking the question, I've got a job working and I'm earning this, but I have a little property on the side, but I only earn this, but it takes me over and you're like, no, you're not going to be in yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think there's a lot of confusion still out there, but people have got to grow up a little bit and take responsibility. If they're if you're going to run a self-employed business, or you're going to be a landlord, it is your duty to find out what your legal obligations are. And
I feel that like there is, I completely agree with Aaron. There should be an in or an out. I literally had a conversation this morning with a client who is under and potentially going over this year. So like, so do I need to do straight away? I was like, no, you need to do April. Tell me if I've got that wrong. April 27. But you've got people that have ceased. That's causing a lot of confusion. Everyone. I mean, I'm still not 100%. One thing I will say, the helpline. I have to do this because I'm a millennial. The helpline. Although a bit confusing before Craig's post on LinkedIn about cessation, and we've all gone a little bit like, oh, okay. Craig says this is okay. They answer the phone and they talk.
Yeah, they are helpful.
I love the department. Well done, team. Well done, HMRC. That is a good team. It reminds me more of the old R&D team. I used to love the old R&D team at HMRC as well, where they actually had phones and answered the phone and spoke to you. So
why don't you clarify what Craig said then about cessation?
So it's all about cessation in the in 25-26. So do you need to go in? Do you need to go out? I was under the impression that we had to go in. And actually, when we rang HMRC first, so this was probably about a month ago, they said, yeah, you've got to go in. Thankfully, we left it to the last minute queen. Let everyone else test it and I'll come in later. And then Craig said about not. And then you can actually ring up and tell them on the phone and they'll sort it out for you. So
very digital though, does it? That idea.
I think there's a link as well on the gov.uk pages where you can tell
it has
them.
been clearer, a lot clearer in the last couple of weeks. So there was
but also there's confusion as to whether, if you've got two income streams which were pushing you over the 50k threshold and you only cease one of them, you are still in for the other one. Is that right?
If your other one was over 50 as well?
No, if it was under 50, but the two of them combined pushed you over the 50, and now you've only got one and it's say 30, you are now in.
I would say items like that, I would just put them through. Like it becomes too much of a risk, doesn't it? If you
but I think that's what they're saying. I think that's right.
That is correct, because we've had a situation with a self-employed person who ceased self-employed in property, ceased their self-employed earlier in the year, and then only ceased their property about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And we were like, we had to ring because I was like, what do we do? And they're like, no, don't register.
Yeah,
because
if there's nothing to report, you can't report it.
But
what are you going to do?
She went over on the property, and I think it was like 12,000 a year on just the property. She went over, if she was over on both, but it's still the property that continued, she'd need to register for that 12. That's what we were told. I'm glad there's nods.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of confusion.
There's so many nuances, aren't there, on these things that, little kind of weird situations that there isn't that doesn't seem to be a clear answer for, but I think those things are now becoming clearer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And we've still got a couple of months.
Exactly. Yeah.
But doesn't this kind of come back to my biggest frustration at this point in time? And again, we've said this a lot of time, compared to what Companies House did to us, HMRC are absolutely sitting on their heaven, like, to work with.
Yeah.
We've got those amazing phone calls. There's people we can actually talk to. Like, there's so much positivity around this launch.
They're
and how
definitely
it's been.
listening, aren't they?
Yeah. But the only one thing that frustrates me is we still don't have that. Okay, what's the date for everyone to be in? Right. So we've got the first transit, and what was it? 900,000 are going to be affected, and there's the next one, and there's 1.8. I can't remember what the last one is, but there's another X amount there. Now's the time to tell us, right? Okay, this is when we want, or everyone who's got self-employed, everyone who's got rental income.
Do you think they will do that then? Do you think there will come a point where everyone will be in it? Because if they're earning under the personal allowance, for example, it seems a bit harsh to make them have to use software and do quarterly filing.
But they've got to go into at some point we've got to move everyone on from legacy submissions to this one, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't need to do quarterly filing, maybe, but they've still got, I still think we've got to push them all over to the same platform, right? But then what happens?
So what about individuals then and dividends? Exactly. Are they going to, because that platform still is going to exist for those guys, or are they going to be, is there going to be some kind of digital filing required for them? Or how would that work?
I mean, I've always been everyone should have been in situation, because I've got people that are starting out now, and I'm like, right, don't know exactly what date you're going to go in.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping, you April 28, maybe April 27. We'll see how you get on. So, do I need to have a bank account, business bank account? I recommend you do, but I can't tell you have to, because you don't have to. Do I have to get software? Do I have to get software? Well, I recommend you do.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you can say
at that point, if you go in, you're going to have to. So you might as well start as you mean to go on. So that is the story. But
you can say you have to if you want to work with me, though.
Oh yeah, but I've always been one. I mean, I'm getting receipts dropped off to my house this afternoon from a couple of guys. I'm still in that.
I still get that.
Okay, I know I'm soft, but like I would prefer a definitive. Right,
it would be easier
from the start. Wouldn't it? And when it's based on turnover and people are fluctuating and their situations are changing, especially in the climate we're in at the moment, and people are still doubting being a business owner or just going into employment, we're having to kind of adjust and go, right, okay, this situation, but this situation, no. I'd much rather it just be blanket, to be honest.
It does make it confusing.
All in. Yes, okay, maybe not payments now, even though some of my clients are still like, so I'm putting this money aside, I'm going to have to pay it quarterly. No, just keep putting it aside and pay it at the end of the year. So, it's I know people disagree with me and prefer the staggered approach. I'm more of a gun-ho, let's go in. But then I am small. I can imagine for a lot of people with thousands and thousands, like, it would be insane.
But then we've got the problem we've got. So this year, I don't know if you've looked at kind of submitting a tax return, but now if you've got close company dividends, there's this new declaration you've got to put in, and you've got to put that information in there, right? Yeah. Great, positive move. Again, HMRC doing the right thing. It's a lot more hard work for us, but I think it's the right move to make, right? Like, this is going to be, take away that ambiguity. Let's put it into there. But now we've got multiple pieces of software, and so we've got to kind of make sure that every one of our software is updated for this new regime and this new, reporting requirements. And then how do we know that they all are going to be? Do you know what? It just creates so much more confusion, where before it was, okay, we've got one piece of software we use to file all our tax returns. Has that software been done? Yes. Right. Let's file tax returns. Let's get on with it. You know what I mean? Now it's, well, we've got to make sure that the software we're using is not going to be right. And then it just creates so much more pain points for us all, right? And I feel like we need to have that, we're in or we're out, sooner rather than later. And we need everyone to be in. Otherwise, we're just going to have all these confusions. And
it's going to be messy.
Yeah. And I think Suzanna's onto something. I think tinfoil hat moment, I think they would want there to be almost real time, reporting of things
Everything.
like dividends going forward, right? Like that's what HMRC definitely want, right?
100%. And it does remove our ability to look at things with dividends, for example. Yes, we should be doing vouchers. We're all doing vouchers. And we're all doing them at the time. Okay.
Yes.
And we're never looking at the accounts at the end of the year and going, oh, should we chuck a little bit more in? We don't do that. That's a historical
thing. We don't try and avoid Section 455 that way.
I mean, better still, some accountants just chuck it in other debtors, but that's for another podcast. Don't. But it's going to remove that, isn't it? It's going to remove any. So it's going that way. I had a client whose tax coding notice came through, and this was literally yesterday, and he had other income on there. Now, do you remember a couple of years ago they started putting dividends on tax codes? And this just said other income. The only other income he's got is dividends, but they wouldn't tell him on the phone what it was. So when he rung up, so he got it removed. But I think, they're going that way again.
Yeah.
To be like, dividends need to be real time, interest can be real time, payroll can be real time. So they're a bit there, but you're right. It's getting information from here, getting information from there, getting information from everywhere, and especially on a quarterly basis would be a pain. So yeah, I think we're heading that way. I think it's probably a long way off, but I think you're going to do it. Please do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
because while you're working it out, you're leaving us behind to work it out as accountants and bookkeepers and tax advisors to work it out as you go along. Don't get me wrong, I do agree the MTD for income tax has been good in that, definitely in comparison to Companies House. But I'm an all or nothing kind of person. Let's just go ahead and do it. So we'll see. I think they will have everyone in. But if you've got a side hustle less than £1,000,
exactly,
will that go?
But then, is it fair that there's some clients that have to be charged for MTD at the moment when others aren't, and it just becomes like there's that element of it as of trying to keep everything fair and maybe then you got a business to run, and it is just that idea of, well, you're having to do this extra work for this one and extra work for that one, and there's confusion, and at the moment we're in a soft launch period, right? Fair enough. We're all going to learn this together. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to make wins, and we're all going to figure it out together. But I think we're all going to feel better when it's so much clarity there. And I think the only way we can have clarity is if it's everyone's in or everyone's out.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only way we can have clarity, right?
Yeah.
Natasha says it's her. Natasha. Tash, the bookkeeping superhero, is our LinkedIn user. Hello, Natasha. Hope you are doing well. Okay, so Jez says I got answered in 5 minutes yesterday, 5 p.m.
Wow.
The 8th. So there we are.
Good.
Hats off to HMRC. They are smashing it. Kirsty also says when Craig was on the radio the other day, even he didn't say they had to have a percent. I know he wanted that to be part of MTD, didn't he? That was like his one. Regret's not the right word, but the one thing he would love to have had come through is that ability to mandate a separate bank account. I think everyone would have been benefit for it.
Yeah.
I believe that everyone who starts a business should do a basic course in what's expected.
Totally agree with that. Yeah,
love that idea, Maggie.
Yeah.
Love that idea. And the first return that was done by Untied, I assume that was someone on the trial.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the submission, the submission. Yeah, I know. I had a few messages come through on the 6th of April at like 12:00 something. They were messaging me saying, "Oh, I've just filed my final declaration."
Lorraine said on LinkedIn she was going to do that. She was going to stay up because I did a post about no one should be working. She's like, "No, I'm going to be doing the first submission."
I think she did say as well, I was disappointed that the software provider wasn't providing support for me. There was a guy, Kevin, that we spoke to in the bar at Fab. That was
That's right. Yes, I remember now, Kirsty. Yeah, I was trying to think. Yeah, I remember.
Nice one. Nice one. Okay, and then the final pain point we've got at the moment is just that, again, it's just clarity, isn't it? And growing pains. It's the quarters. Are you a 6th of April? Are you 5th of April? Are you 31st? What quarter are we going for? When we're putting it down to? And I think as much as possible, there's trying to be an opportunity for it to be really, really dynamic, hasn't it? I think that's what HMRC is trying to do, and they're trying to kind of give you options and everything else. You have to kind of make that decision at the beginning of signing up, and that should then, for the whole year, should be what you're going to go for. I think that's going to cause some issues if you move between software personally, because I think that's going to just be painful going forward. But again, my only wish from this was, couldn't we have just got rid of the 5th of April? Like, what? Wouldn't it just
in life? Yeah, I mean, I believe, I say believe, I was away last week and our tax manager did all of the sign-ups.
Yeah.
Calendar. I'm hoping. I'm going to go and check after this because I've got fat clients. I'm not going to do a June and then a 5th of July.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because the deadline's the same.
Yeah.
It's that, no, that's just going to get confusing. Yeah, I just think I know you like the dynamic thing, but keep it simple. Just have a one for everyone. And then we all know where we're at. We haven't got to make a decision. What if we've registered them and then the client decides to do their own submission?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm hoping it will say, oh no, you've picked the 30th of June and not the 5th of July. So no.
I think once it's set up in the software, it will be clear. But if the client is setting up the software and you're the one who's registered them with MTD,
right?
If you've registered them as calendar with MTD, the software will default to the tax month or the tax quarter unless it's changed before that first submission to calendar. And if the client is filing and they don't do that, then yeah, you're right, it could.
There's giving people flexibility, and then there's creating an issue for the sake of creating an issue. And like when you give people choices,
you basically.
And I had hoped it would pull through from HMRC.
Well, because that's how we get it.
Because there is a link, isn't there? But it doesn't seem to be.
VAT, that's exactly what happens, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't, from what I can see, at the moment, it doesn't seem to be pulling through, because I know that there's some that I've set up as calendar with HMRC when I registered them. But when I log into the software, it's depending on the software, it's defaulting to tax month. So I then have to change it. And actually, I logged back in to my ITSA the other day because I thought, I'll just double check that I did set that one up as calendar. There's nowhere to check.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Which is a problem. It'd be nice if it at least said, and you go, oh, that's fine, I definitely did set it up as calendar, or I'll do the same in the software. There's nowhere to check. So I'm relying on the fact that I did do what I meant to do, which I think I did. We'll see.
I'm actually, whilst we are live, I'm actually going to see if I can have a look at one.
We'll report back. My other frustration, and I'm hoping this is just something that's a me problem. I'm confused why when we're signing our clients up, because it happened in the beta, and in my mind in the beta, I was like, oh, this will be something that gets sorted before it goes live, naively. But it's that whole idea that to sign us up, we have to go through and give our national insurance number as us, our driving license or passport, last payment we made to HMRC. I'm like, at this point, there's got to be a better way of doing that process, because that process is a pain. And if we're supporting multiple softwares, we have to keep signing in, authorizing, going through that. That means I can't have a team member do it on our behalf, because I've got to, I'm the one who's got to go and provide that information. They're the bits where I was hopeful that, that was just going to be a beta thing. We're just going to get through the pain, but it seems to have gone live as well.
No, it seems to have gone live. I had to do it the other day, and I think it is valid once it's been done. I think it will be okay for 18 months.
Okay.
I think it said. So you're not going to have to do it every time. But yeah, you're right. If you're using multiple softwares, you're going to have to do it each time, initially at least. I guess it's to stop people using other people's government gateways. I don't know. Would it be? Because is it to sort of to stop accountants who maybe previously used to use the client's government gateway to file things, like, you know,
Maybe.
Is it to stop them doing that? Because it has to be consistent within the software with whoever's logged in, I guess. I don't know.
So I'm doing it right now. As we're live, this is a live thing.
You're better than me. I'd cut myself off.
Sorry, guys. I don't know my national insurance number, so I've got to find it. I know other people's. It's like your phone number. I know other people's. I don't know my own because I never ring it. But you know, this whole HMRC got a multi-factor, going to have to have all the staff, all my staff have their own logins.
Yeah.
So
do they have to provide this information?
Well, I'm just thinking this, but it's the agent services account, and I've seen that on the agent account, not on the agent services account. So maybe the agent services account is still.
Yeah, like I saw it on the agent account this morning, but yeah, not on the agent services. So
yeah, so that might be okay. But can you imagine if it was the agent services account as well, and you're having to create logins for all your team members, and they're going to have to provide their information? They're not going to do that.
And I think the bit that hurts me the most is I have to provide how much I paid to HMRC, and that I have to bring that information. I mean, just a little bit of me just dies every time I have to do that bit. Do you know what I mean? So,
well, I'm stuck now because I haven't got my passport with me.
Driving license is accepted, and then again,
you have to do either driving license and a passport. Because I didn't do any of the bits where I told it what I paid it,
and credit.
I just did driving license and passport.
I'll do it when we finish. But yeah, I was hoping to go on to the bridging on TaxCalc and see whether it's telling me what we've selected.
Well, that might do in TaxCalc. I haven't looked in TaxCalc, but it isn't doing it in other softwares that I've looked at.
If Nick is around, Nick, if you're watching, at TaxCalc, maybe you could let us know.
We need some live help here. Some pro tips though, because just back to what you were saying before about opting in, are they in or are they out? If you haven't sent your questionnaires yet for your tax returns, put the statement on there. That's my pro tip of where to get that information.
It's a good idea.
Because especially in the software we use, Engager, we just have a nice little drop-down box. I've already got that report saying who's in, who's out. So I've already pre-populated it for everyone. And we're basically sending them a statement of, right, this is the stuff they need to give us for their tax return. But also, here's our statement of what we believe your MTD position is when we believe you're in. Do you agree, yes or no? Do you want any information, yes or no? And it just means that those things, and more importantly than anything, is those people who are not affected, it's just giving them some clarity, giving them the reassurance. Exactly.
It's not been missed, don't worry. Particularly now that there's ads going out on TV and stuff talking about it. If they've not been reading our emails, which, let's face it, we know that some of them don't, then if they see that, they're going to panic potentially. But mind you, if they're not reading my emails, they're probably not going to read the questionnaire, but it's worth a go.
But you can be more forceful with the questionnaire, can't you? Look, you're not getting your tax return unless you fill this in. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit more of a, they've got to physically do something.
They've got to complete it.
Yeah. I think that works quite well.
I do still have a little bit of fear that, I mean, obviously we've done our checks, we've done tax returns. If they're not our clients, then I don't know. So it's not. But I have that fear that HMRC have put someone in that I don't think should be in. And if they're not getting a letter, how do I know? I've just got that little, you know, when you just have that little kind of bit of inkling going, there's nowhere for me to check whether they think one of my clients should be in. I mean, unless we go on the helpline and go, right, can I just read you my client list? And you just let me know.
How long you got?
Because I've just got that little bit of, I'm confident, but there's nowhere for me to double check.
Well, I suppose in theory, if they're not meant to be in and HMRC have put them in by mistake, and we don't know, then then it's an error, and we just have to appeal it once it
Yeah,
comes
I mean,
to
and I'm
light.
going to the nth degree, you know, what if their address is wrong and blah, blah, blah. So I kind of go, right, should we go and check everyone's addresses is right? Right. I kind of, on HMRC on theirs, I kind of have that. I want to get ahead of it. If that's the case, there might not be that issue, but I want to be confident there's that issue doesn't exist. And at the moment, I can't be confident that.
No. For sure. But you're creating a lot of work for yourself for something that might not be an issue.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm thinking out loud while you guys were talking.
Yeah, like, but I'm the same. I know what you mean. You want the reassurance that it's definitely all okay.
I want a list. Yeah. I want something that's got, you know, everyone that's all that my clients to be like, yes, no. You know, like when you can go into them, it says they've been sent a notice. Because I've gone in to check a couple of people that I thought would be out. And you know, sometimes you put that they're self-employment has stopped and they don't need a tax return, but HMRC still send them a notice. So you need to get the client to ring up or do a form or whatever. So I did go and check that, and it says HMRC have sent you a notice or HMRC have not sent you a notice. Okay. I kind of want that, just that little bit of we're on the same page with them.
Yeah. Or if you could log into the HMRC portal and just be able to see there, like, is there a way
that would be the obvious? Yeah.
But then again, we don't even get a list of clients in our ITSA account, do we? Quick question to all of you. This was one that came up for us internally, and we think we're comfortable with the answer, but I would love to know what you guys think. This quarter's fine. This quarter coming up, we're going to all file it, and you know, we're going to go through that pain barrier. Quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, per your engagement with the client, are you checking that quarter, or because it's cumulative, are you going back to the start of the year and doing that check before you submit? And importantly, what's your engagement letter say? Because that's where that's the crux of it, right? Like that's what the service we're providing our clients. Now, for me, HMRC has always had the intention that we were going to be doing cumulative updates. Therefore, we should be doing from the first, you know, when either the 1st of March or 1st of April or the 6th of April, whatever date we've decided to do, until whatever date we're submitting. Like that was the purpose of this cumulative update, right? That's the period we should be doing, and we're just extending it each time. But have we accounted for that in our fees? Are we prepared to look into that? Discuss.
So my stance, because I've said before, I will be doing my submissions through TaxCalc. Where I've got my clients that are not using software and want us to do their bookkeeping, I've got the TaxCalc Excel template, and it's cumulative. So we're listing the invoices, we're listing. So it would be, that wouldn't necessarily be a problem for me in that respect.
You'll just cast your eye down, because
they're giving us everything. I'll check there's no invoice numbers missing, that kind of stuff. So that'll be fine. When it comes to those doing their own in their software, I will be checking the opening balance.
But is it an opening balance?
Cumulative? Well, it would be cumulative to that point. So I'd probably run a quarter, the last quarter again.
Yeah.
And check that it's the same. And then
so you're not going to go to the quarter before and the quarter before that?
Oh yeah, for each quarter 3. So I was thinking about quarter 2, quarter 3. Again, I'd probably go run 2 quarters.
2 quarters,
and check that that's the same as it. So I will be checking.
Well, what about the first quarter? Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, I check the 6 months, the 1 and 2 together, and if that equals the quarter 2 submission, I'm good to then do the quarter 3. And then it would be, and I'd go on like that. I wouldn't necessarily go into the detail and check every single thing again, because my bank's going to be reconciled up to that point. I'm not sure. Ideally, I'd like to lock it down.
Yeah.
I mean, we can lock it down, can't we?
We can. Or would it be nice to have some sort of the phrase is killing me now.
Exceptions.
Exceptions, thank you.
Yeah. That's what I was just thinking.
Brilliant. That would be brilliant. That doesn't exist though, does it?
No.
Not in the same way as it does with the VAT. No.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to build that either, because it's a different way of doing it. But it's interesting though, isn't it? Like I think we were all thinking about it for this first quarter and everything else, but actually quarter two. And is our engagement letter saying that? Are we telling our clients we're going to go back to?
Hold
I think it's more important for the final one, because that's
100% agreed. Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
And don't forget, although we don't tell our clients this, each quarter is an estimate. So if quarter two changes, it as long as it's correct across the 4 and as best as sort of as accurate as possible on the previous ones, I don't think if we're missing the odd transaction, as long as it's correct across the 4, it should be all right. But I guess we'll just have to play it by ear as we're doing it, and work out the processes that we're going to use.
Yeah, but if it is the case that you've got to go through the whole 4 quarters, I think maybe everyone's underpriced there.
Probably.
MTD submission. Okay, says, oh, scary. HMRC just rang me in response to my LinkedIn post yesterday.
They're watching you.
Elaborate.
I had an HMRC rant the other day. God.
It's in development that QB will warn you of the differences, Tafana told me. Great point there, Kirsty, but knowing the QuickBooks backend, I don't know if that's even possible from a flagging point of view to put it into there, because I know how the VAT one works, I know everything else. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll be able to spot something. But yeah, that'd be awesome if it's the case. But yeah, I think it's a big ask on the software to get that to work going forward. But hey, hopefully, fingers crossed, they've got some wizardry and no doubt some AI agent that's going to help us achieve that. Right then, we are coming close to the end of the thing. We've got our important top 5 to go through. So what I've mine's already live, so I'm just going to re-go through the ones that are on my latest video. But I would like you guys to tell me your top 5. And I know I'm going to start with Suzannah first because she's got a bombshell to drop us. Go for it, Suzannah.
I haven't
What's
got
your number 5?
None.
She's not using anything. She's not even going to use an Excel spreadsheet. Not going to happen.
I'm not doing it.
That's good. Well, that's good. That's discipline. I like that. Amy, what's your number 5?
Can I go the other way?
No, we're starting bottom and working our way up.
Because I can't think of a 5, really. I'm just thinking about what people are using. Okay, let's go with the 5 that I do have a client using that I'm not particularly keen on because I don't know it, and it's called Bookio.
Oh, so you've gone completely rogue.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that.
Then I would say 4.
No. We're doing 5, and then we'll order our 5.
Sorry,
we'll
didn't get the memo, people. I'm sorry.
Okay, my number 5 is Xero, and that is because I generally believe it's going to be a fantastic product, but for a very niche amount. So those clients who have very complex requirements, I think it's going to smash it out of the park. I think it's going to be a really good solution for it. If they've got multiple income streams, etc., if they've got multiple owners of a rental property, I think Xero is going to be absolutely brilliant for it. But I feel like it's only for that like very niche part that I think that's it's gonna be a good solution for. Okay, number 4, Suzannah, over to you.
Well, I will say QuickBooks, but I'm actually not I haven't got any MTD ones on QuickBooks at the moment, but so I'm going to go with QuickBooks for that, just purely because I've not used it for an MTD client. But is that fair?
Yeah, no, that's fine. But it's there in the background.
I know it's there. I know it will do what it needs to do. But I can't put it any higher because I haven't used it.
And it will warn you of differences, hopefully.
And I know it will warn me of differences, hopefully, yes.
Amy, number 4.
Mine is Xero. But again, that is a personal preference. I find, God, this is going to be controversial. Sorry, all you Xero lovers out there. I find it complicated unnecessarily. I've always said, and I've said this to them, there are so many clicks to do anything you want to do. So I tend to move people, if I can, onto something else. But so I don't actually have anyone that will. Oh, sorry, I'm lying. I do have one client that's on Xero. We're currently in discussions to move them though. So Xero number 4 for me.
Fair play. For me, number 4 is Sage Embedded Services. I love this idea. I love the
Okay.
concept of it. I love the idea that if they're on Barclays, HSBC, Tide, Monzo, sum up, I'm missing one, aren't I? But yeah, but if they're already on those solutions, there is this opportunity that they can connect Sage directly into their bank app and they can get it all done through there. I love that concept, and I think that concept's going to be really, really powerful.
Have you seen how it works yet? Have you got any that are
This
using
is
it?
this is my only thing. I've signed up. I have
Yeah.
attempted to use it. I wanted to kind of play around. There's still that little bit of uncertainty of exactly how it works, for exactly what the process is. Are they all 4 of those, 5 of those going to be exactly the same, or do
No,
they have
I wouldn't have thought so.
and that's it, right? I love the idea that information's been brought directly into our Sage platform. That sounds cool. But then at the moment, we can't upgrade them to another Sage package. They can't log into another. The concept to me is absolutely amazing. I just feel like we're just too early days for it to be something that we can really get our teeth into and really kind of like put it out as an app that goes out there going along. Suzannah, what's your number 3?
3. I think I'm going to say Xero. I've got one on the beta with Xero, and it works fine. I've got of my ones that are being mandated now. Actually, quite a few of them are on Xero, and that's because they're complex. So they've got like multiple properties, joint owned with different people, stuff like that. So it works really, really well for that. But I agree with Amy that it probably is going to be overkill for the majority of MTD clients. So therefore, I think I'm going to put it in 3rd place. But I think it will do a really good job for those that are complex.
Yeah, it's a great job. It's a great tool for the accountant and bookkeeper, isn't it? Whereas
Yeah.
self-service, maybe it's a little complicated.
I think it'd be too complicated for self-service. Yeah.
Yeah. Amy, your number 3, please.
My number 3 is QuickBooks.
Oh,
I know.
Shocking.
But again, I've made it clear that like it wasn't throughout this last year of prep. I didn't feel it was quite there. I know you had a different opinion. And now it's not there in the same. However, I feel I am more comfortable with it now because my team are predominantly QuickBooks trained and will know. So if someone comes in that wants software and isn't going down the route of one of my favorite ones, then QuickBooks will be good and we'll be able to pick that up easily because it's the same ecosystem. We know where we stand. As far as the filing goes, and again, you'll probably do a video on this, won't you, about the filing within the in QuickBooks, which we will all be watching to learn. I haven't gone to the team about the submissions through there or anything because I'll be referring them to your video. But I'm feeling a bit more confident about it now than perhaps I was a month ago. So yeah.
And my number 3 was my number 1, but now is number 3, and it's the same reason as Amy. It's QuickBooks. Look, I won't go into
number 3.
Yeah, I won't go into like the big controversies or anything again. That's all been done and dusted. But I still feel that for the Making Tax Digital user, it's not quite as simple. It's very similar to what we're talking about Xero, right? Like this, it's just a little bit too complex in certain areas. I think as accountants and bookkeepers, it's gonna be an amazing tool. We're all gonna love it. But if we've got a client who's coming to us and they're like, right, we need to figure out moving them and digitalizing them. If they were already willing to be digitalized, we would have already put them onto QuickBooks or Xero or whatever the solution is going to be, right? These are a different breed of clients. These are people who for whatever reason, resisted digitalization for such a long time. I just feel like they need something more than what, or something more simple, should I say? So number 3 for me. Number 2 for you, Suzannah. What are you going for?
Sage.
Oh, a clarification of which Sage?
Just the business cloud accounting, the personal.
Yeah.
I think all of my Sage ones are on the standard license, the standard sole trader license. So that's the one I'm using. I really like it, and I like the workflows. I think it'll be good.
Good shout. Good shout. And their MTD agent sounds absolutely brilliant, right? Like
Yeah.
that whole concept there sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
Including self submissions and everything else, which sounds cool.
Yeah. And also Sage have been so good at the sort of MTD info and everything on the platform.
Mr. MTD,
and Mr.
some would
MTD,
say, right?
obviously, yes. Shout out Chris.
Chris himself. Amy, what's your number 2, please?
So just quickly, I haven't got Sage in my top 5, but that is because I don't use any. But actually, I will say that from what I've seen and heard and everything, it looks like a good solution. It's just personally, I've not used it. But so my number 2 is my tax calc bridging software.
Ooh.
Because I came into this giving people the option, this MTD life, giving people the option of the bookkeeping and quickly realizing that actually I don't really want to do their bookkeeping. But so this option is good for those that don't want to do their own bookkeeping, don't want to be involved, but it is involving us more. And it's not necessarily something I want to go down, but it gives that solution to people that really are just not made for this. And I'm going to have a few, and it's, I have conversations all the time about with clients going, why do we need to do this? I don't like doing invoicing. I don't like doing this. I just want to go and put some bricks on a wall, that kind of thing. So it's a great solution for those people, but it wouldn't necessarily be my first go-to. It's if you don't want to use software, we can do it, and this is what we'll use.
Love that. And you're going to have a much better world in terms of doing the final declarations, right? Because in theory, you can just use one piece of software. All the final declarations are going to be in there.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a lot of benefits from that going forward.
Yeah. Go on, Aaron.
My number 2 is Mr. Free Agent. I love Free Agent and Metal. I think that's an amazing solution. I think that is like peak how we should be dealing with making tax digital. That lovely connection between the client's banking app to their bookkeeping app, how they talk to one another, and that's two-way integration. What open banking should have been since day one, right? Like it is basically building that solution for us. I love that solution. I think it's brilliant. And I think if the client's got that right criteria, so they're on Metal or on NatWest, then it's a no-brainer. Let's get them onto there. Let's get them all up and running. And I think there's some really good innovations coming as well. Like they were saying the other day, how they're bringing in CIS automatically into the submissions and things like that, right? Like that's huge, right? That's what we're hoping this making tax digital revolution was going to do for us, right? Bring in some innovation and bring it to us. And the fact that they're starting to build all that into play, chef's kiss, love it. My only reason they don't get number 1 is because there's always an asterisk with it, and that asterisk is if they're not Free Agent, if they're not NatWest, if they're not Metal, if they're not RBS, is that the right solution for them when they don't get all those bells and whistles that we've just talked about? They don't get that lovely integration and everything else, and getting that account is always going to be a bit of a question mark, right? Like I think 9 out of 10 of your clients are going to be absolutely fine, but there's that 1 out of 10 that's not potentially going to make it. You've got to have a provision for that, right? And when you're trying to scale, when you're trying to kind of get, a simplistic way, having an asterisk of if they're eligible for it, for me, stops it from being number 1, because I'm just nervous that, you're going to come up with a position where you're not able to bring that in. So yeah, that's why that comes to number 2 for me. Suzannah, drum roll please, your number 1 choice.
Well, you can guess what it's going to be. Free Agent, of course, and for everything that you just said, also for the fact that you can toggle on and off what the client sees in terms of tax estimates, in terms of whether or not they're going to do the submissions or the final declaration. so you can change their permissions, to different levels within what they can do as well. I think it's really flexible. And yeah, I think for MTD clients, for sole traders, for landlords, the landlord version as well is really, really brilliant. It's so user friendly. It deals with jointly owned properties. You can file both owners from one license for jointly owned properties. There's so many good things. Yeah, I think that's going to work really well. Agree with you about the Metal NatWest integration. I don't have any that haven't got a Metal or NatWest account as their, so all of mine have got it free. They might have other accounts as well that are pulled in, and the bank feeds work fine. But yeah, for me, it's a no-brainer for those type of clients.
Love that. And is it because you got a Vinny off them? Is that?
And I've got where's my Vinny? Here he is. You're so jealous of the Vinny.
We can always be swayed by a good piece of swag, right?
I still haven't managed to get to a roadshow to get one. And Kirsty says you can only get one if you go to the roadshow.
That's right.
I'm coming just because I want one.
Amy, your number one choice, please.
Changing it slightly or not, it's free agent and everything above. Most of my clients are not operating separate business bank accounts, so have gone with the Metal or NatWest. I've got one client who didn't even know that apparently they applied for a NatWest a couple of years ago. they're a limited company, so they're like, not NatWest Metal. So I'm like, well, go down the NatWest route. Where clients have got their own bank accounts, I am giving them the QuickBooks option to them, but most of mine are going with the free agent, and it works for my practice because I don't massively want to get involved in the bookkeeping, and they can do everything in the Metal app. So it does work, and I just feel that free agent have nailed it because they are predominantly UK and understand the market. Yes, I bang on about CIS, but it is really important in the UK. And I think where you've got other providers that have just, oh yeah, we'll look at it, we'll do it. Not naming any names. They've just nailed it, and I feel like they're listening to us and they're looking out for us. And I've just got that confidence with free agent that my clients can do it. Just wrote myself a note to toggle off the MTD submissions for the one I'm doing, Suzannah. Thank you very much. I forgot to do that. So I've made a note as you were talking to
just in case they try and be helpful. Yeah,
that's amazing. So I just feel that they're looked after as well. So it's gonna work. They've done the testing, they're ready to go, and they're gonna look after my clients.
Yeah. So and the road shows and all that good stuff that's come with it.
Yeah. And the knowledge base.
People who have really listened and actually nailed it. I think. Okay, there might be people that don't want a Metal and NatWest. They have the option of other softwares. They still have the option of free agent.
They have the option of free agent, and it's not, price wise, it's not.
QuickBooks. To be honest, most of mine have gone to QuickBooks. If they don't have it, and that's fine, or the bridging software, but I would say the majority are on free agent, and I'm happy. It's easy to use, not complicated, and the joint property, I feel they nailed that early on, and that has really helped confidence amongst me, the team, and clients that they really nailed that and got that. So free agent. Now, Aaron, I'm interested what your number one is, because I can't think what it is.
My number one is because they went out and built a whole new piece of software just for MTD.
I thought they were going to say just for you.
They've built it to have a freemium version as well. So there's a free version of the software if they want to utilize it. They've embraced the world of AI. They've made sure that it's nice, simple, straightforward, stripped it all back. Like there's no complications there. It is Sage Sole Trader. And I'm really impressed with their approach.
It's good,
and how they built that, and how they they saw the pain points, they saw the thing, and maybe not necessarily for the first group, for the first 50,000, maybe that's not quite the right solution for them, but definitely for the next two, right? And I generally feel like that's when we're going to get a lot more pain out of this. I feel like this is a nice soft launch for us. We're all going to figure this out. We're all going to understand this, but actually there's going to be a lot more that's going to be hit in, and we need simplicity. We need straightforwardness. We need all that. And I feel like that's what they've brought to the table, is this Sage Sole Trader product. And yeah, good on them. And I feel, back to your point about, that UK centric, like they got it, they understood it. And I think, they just brought a product to the market that I think over time is going to get even better. I'm not 100% sure on the pricing model with this whole freemium and everything else, and I don't know how that's going to work, because it feels like there's a restriction there.
And the Sage tax module as well is really good, isn't it? The personal tax. So
yeah. The Copilot is supposed to go and chase your clients for you. It's supposed to look into it, get the information over to it, and automatically submit. Those innovations there alone are just a nice little practice first approach going forward. So yeah, Sage Sole Trader as my number one pick. But what's your number one pick? Let us know in the comments below. Put some questions in there, all of that sort of stuff. That would be great. Amy, I'll go to you first. Do a bit of plug and all that sort of stuff, and go for that.
I don't know where I am. Where am I?
I feel like that.
It's been one of those. It's off the back of Easter. I'm working. We are doing another podcast next week, aren't we? Bonus episode next Wednesday.
Yeah.
For the accountant. I'm on LinkedIn, posting sporadically. But I am looking at my DMs if anyone has got any questions or anything for me at times. So yeah, I'm on various different podcasts. Yeah, connect with me, ask me any questions. I'm happy to help.
Love that. Hashtag audit Amy. Hashtag MTD Queen. Susanna. Plug and plug.
What can I plug? Well, I was going to say the episode next week as well, the bonus episode. Also, tickets are now on sale for the ICB Summit. So that it's a long way off, but get it booked in, get it into diaries, because it's a great event. Can't really think of anything else.
We did a podcast, Suzannah, with Meshed.
Oh, we did the Meshed podcast as well. That's now on available on YouTube and Spotify. I think it's on.
Yeah.
I think I did a post. I reshared Elle's post about it last night. So yeah, you can find the links on there if you're interested. Yeah. It's just us talking really about me, Amy, and Natasha talking about the importance of community in the accounting world. Yeah,
love that. And those podcasts are brilliant. Those Mesh podcasts, so highly recommend getting yourself over. Well, that's been it. That's been our watch series for Making Tax Digital, the launch special. I'll make sure we bring another episode to you pretty soon when we find some more teething problems that we may or may not be having.
7th of July.
Yeah,
exactly right. Yeah.
Well, maybe
can we not do the podcast on the 7th though? I think we might be a bit busy. Maybe on the 8th.
We'll see how that progresses. But so keep an eye on socials, keep an eye out for all that sort of stuff. As I've said, we've got the bonus show coming up. We've got another QuickBooks Labs coming up. We've got all sorts coming in the network. So make sure you listen and all that sort of stuff. And thank you very much. We will see you all very, very soon for another exciting episode of Ask the Accountant Watch Series MTD. It's a bye for me.
Bye for me.
Bye.
Bye for me. Bye.